Hi everyone, my name is Madison Torres, and today I'm just going to be telling you a little bit about my educational background and my journey. I'm currently a Sac City Community College student right now, and I will be transferring to UC-Berkeley in the spring of 2023. I'm going to be completely honest, school was never my thing. I was a BC average student pretty much all of high school. School was not a really big interest of mine, and I think why is because I just felt so forced by my family, where they wanted me to go directly to a 4-year. They wanted me to get straight A's. They wanted me to take all the head classes, and I felt just so forced. I feel like it did the opposite for me, where instead of doing so great at school, it just backfired for me, at least. So I was pretty much a BC student, but I can't blame it on all of my family, but I like to go with that excuse because it's a lot easier. That's where I was as a student, but it actually turns out that taking ahead classes actually helped me in the long run, because my junior year of high school, my best friend, whose mom was the vice principal at the time at our middle school, she told me that I can enroll in community college classes because I was taking ahead classes. And so in my mind, all I heard was leave school early and then take community college classes. So I was like, sign me up. Where do I sign up for this? So my beginning of junior year, Monday through Friday, I would literally get out of school at 12 o'clock. And that was just like the best thing for me as a high schooler. I had just got my license, and then Tuesday through Thursday, I would leave around 12 o'clock from high school and then go to Sac City. And my first class, I believe, started at 1 o'clock, and I would be there from 1 to 4:30-ish. So I had 2 classes, and still no idea what I wanted to do. Why I was even here, I just knew I wanted to just get out of high school early, and this was the way to go. So I just knew at least to take general ed classes, because the vice principal told me about the community college classes, recommended just taking general ed classes or IGETC classes, which are transferable classes as SACs to state schools or universities. So I started taking IGETC classes, and she recommended a death and dying class, which I highly recommend. It sounds crazy, weird, but one of the most rewarding classes. And the professor, I love her. She really taught me and took the time to teach me as a student how to learn, and really got me interested in school again, for me at least. Fast forward to end of junior year, second semester, January time, still no clue what I wanted to do. Was taking still IGETC classes, transferable classes, just to keep me out of high school, just to let me leave early. That's all I was doing, was just doing that. And then what rolled around in the beginning of 2020 is